Hi guys, my name is Dr. Rocker and today I'll show you how to draw ZHC's Captain America. It's the one from his epic post in 2017 where he redrew his old Captain America drawing. This one went viral back in the day because he improved so much. But I say, you can draw it as well. Just take out a pencil and a piece of paper and follow my easy to follow step-by-step instructions. And if you want to become a better artist, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and turn on the post notifications so you won't miss out on any of my future tutorials. But now my friends, let's draw! If you have followed my channel for a while, you might know that the first step is the most important one, the gesture drawing. And since these are done pretty fast, I usually do them in real time. This way you guys can follow along easily. So take your time and do them properly, because these are the base of your drawing and they will make or break your drawing. For this Captain America, we are using a pretty simple and quite common comic book hero pose. You can already read in the gesture drawing that the Captain is quite tense. And the reason you can see that already in the body language are the shoulders. Because in a relaxed standing position, they wouldn't be as high up as they are here. And that's amazing, I think. That's not really much more than a stick drawing, but already you can imagine in which mood the character is in. And after the gesture drawing is done, which, by the way, as always, you will be able to find on my Instagram account, the reference I mean, we start with some details and putting some meat on the bones. Which means we are drawing in all those big muscle groups. Pay attention to the collarbones, because they emphasize the pulled up shoulders. Make sure to define where the shield goes before you put in any of those muscles in the forearm, because you don't see them actually, so that would be extra work. We don't need that, that thing is enough work as it is. Loads of details on Captain America. And since this is actually quite a simple pose, you can also use these references for anatomy studies. Because you don't want a fancy pose when studying all those muscles. They are best seen on a character like this in a straight up standing position. Oh, and also I learned something new when doing this. I've never done all these muscles on the calves. The thin small ones you've seen earlier, and you will see them again later, no worries. They do look a bit funny in the construction phase, but after that, when we are doing the strong blacks, they look awesome. And you don't have to do them exactly the way I did. I sure didn't when using the reference. Just use them more as a pattern and they will look nice, you'll see. And since we are already drawing all these details from the suit, you can see we are almost done with the sketch. I always feel it's a lot of extra work with Captain America, because the costume is actually quite complicated. But I have to admit, it's hell of a great design. They really did a great job back then. Captain America was created by Jack Kirby and Joe Simon, by the way. And yes, we are even drawing muscles in the underpants area. And last but not least, the shield. Okay, so there's the basic sketch, which I already transferred to my Strathmore 200 series Bristol board. And from there on I will continue with my H pencil to do the line work, the strong blacks and of course all the rendering. But before we will do that, please my friends, share my videos on social media, that would help me out tremendously, so thank you for that. You are the best. But now let's draw again. What I like to do first with these drawings is the line weight. I just like to have these done properly before doing the strong blacks. But you could argue there and say, do the strong blacks first, because otherwise you will do some line weight where you blacken out everything later anyway, so it's not actually worth all the work. But at least with a pencil drawing, which will most likely not be inked later on, it's totally worth to do proper lines everywhere, because you will still see them even through the black areas you are also doing just with a pencil. And I think you are getting a better feel for the whole drawing when doing the proper lines everywhere first. And here we're already spotting the blacks, which is my favorite part of these drawings, in inks and in pencils. Because I really dig this realistic sort of look. And when you take a closer look at the right calf, you can already see all these tiny muscles I was talking about earlier. Don't they look amazing? And by the way, when you are using my reference from my Instagram account, it's very important to use the first one, where you have to do the gesture drawing, where everything really needs to be at the right place. But other than that, stick to the reference from the strong blacks, because this might be the greatest value you get from my references. When you use reference from a finished drawing, it can be quite confusing with all the hatching lines and all the rendering. Quite often you can't really tell where the strong blacks are ending and the hatching lines are beginning. But when you have the luxury of being able to take a look at a reference where only the strong blacks are done, well, the rest is easy as cake. For the rest you just follow the rendering rules and just hatch out of all the strong black areas. You cannot do every hatching line as in a reference anyways. And you shouldn't even try, that's not necessary. But seeing the strong blacks and where they belong, that can be a really big helper. And all these scales you can see me drawing right now, yes, they are a pain. But you have to do them like that, that's the only way. And I'm also already drawing in all these veins. Now we do some bigger black areas, even over the scales we already drawn in. But it's very important to draw the scales first, because if you don't, you will mess it up totally. They need to be exactly where they belong. And every scale throws a shadow on the scale beneath, which you also will have to draw. It's quite some work, but guys, this is what makes the difference. You want your Captain America drawing to look extra good? Then do the job. Draw the scales, do all these details. You will love it once you're done, not before. And also really take your time with the cross-hatching. I see that all the time. I've seen so many drawings with really great posture, great gestures, everything is where it belongs, but still it looks off. And if you take a closer look, the hatching lines are sloppy. And that can damage a drawing quite some. So again, please take your time with all those hatching lines, make sure that they are straight, make sure that the space between the lines is consistent. It may go a little bit further apart towards the lights, but that's it. Other than that, the space between those lines should stay the same and it should be quite narrow. And of course, all these lines should follow the curve of the object you are rendering. You can also see me using an extra piece of paper, so there won't be smudge from the pencil everywhere. And in addition to all these hatching lines, the shield is also getting some metal effects. ZHC's Captain America, and I'm sure your version will look at least as cool as this one. It's basically the same drawing as the one from ZHC, but I changed a few things. The left arm is a little bit twisted on ZHC's drawing, so I changed the position to an inward bicep. I also changed the ribs because I just prefer the way I draw them. The utility belt got bigger pockets because on ZHC's drawing those are too small. I don't think that the cap only carries around chewing gum in those. And also the ear, because I think it looks a little bit too small and a little bit too flat on ZHC's drawing. And I also did bigger scales. I think they look nice, but that's just a style choice. You can do whatever you want with those. Okay my friends, I hope you will have a blast drawing this as well. But that's it for today's video. If you're new to the channel, please don't forget to subscribe. And please my friends, share my videos on your social media, that would help me out so much. Thank you! But now it's time to wrap this up guys. I hope I will see all of you next video, next week, here on this channel. And until then, watch one of these videos. You might enjoy them as well. And like I said earlier, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching, I really appreciate all your supports, all your comments, I read all your comments down below. I try to answer as many as possible. Yeah, and that's actually all I wanted to say. See you there guys.